The Navajo word for water is to. Water is life. And that's true for the Navajo people. The Navajo were nomads, and they followed the rainstorms. If it rains, you know there's going to be water. They thought about water as precious. You never argue about water. You don't claim it. When I say to, that's something that's a necessity, and that's what water means to us. Is it's life.
We're desert people. We live and thrive in the desert and survive in the desert. The Navajo people really know the significance of water. In English, that means without water, your life doesn't exist.
For us Native, our Dene people, water is very important. It's survival.
At Source, our vision is to perfect water for every person, every place. So Source is already installed in 45 countries and across indigenous populations around the world. There are 12,500 homes on the Navajo Nation that have no water. They became the highest per capita rate of COVID-19 amongst all populations in the U.S. It became a focus of ours to go and ensure that those Navajo that did not have water had water. We reached out to Navajo Power to help us make connections within chapter leadership to determine the places on the nation that needed the most help. We worked with Unreasonable Group, which is powered by Barclays Bank, to really enable us to deploy these first installations on the Navajo Nation. Really fundamentally, if you lack clean drinking water at your home, you have massive headwinds to making progress in your life. When we see people that are historically underserved, historically disenfranchised, that is our philosophical focus. How do we deliver to those people first, lift them up the most? That's what Source Hydropanels are all about.
I'm 74 years old, and my name is Abby Rosenez. I've been living here for almost 48 years. And then my husband was here with me for almost 53 years. We've been together. My husband, he passed on almost 5 years now. I'm just here all by myself. It's kind of hard for me because I don't have no electricity, I don't have no running water.
It's a struggle to get fresh drinking water. This is what we went through all our lives growing up here. We try our best to be here for my mom, but with this, for my mom to have fresh drinking water, this is an enormous blessing. My late father, Alfred Nez, this was like a dream for him.
We have about 230,000 people on Navajo now on the reservation. There's a lot of land here on Navajo and a lot of places that can benefit from something like this. As a community, and I think as a nation, we have to embrace technology. This is something that they probably in their minds, they would never see in a lifetime. I'm grateful for this product here. These folks, they have water. It's needed all over the reservation to have drinking water every day.
Clean drinking water is absolutely the measure between life and death in so many places. People need water right now. especially here in the throes of COVID-19 and other different things that this community has to face. And as an Arizona-based company, technology born out of Arizona State University, headquartered in Tempe, we really saw an opportunity to help people, indigenous people, here in our own backyards and people that really need it. The Source Hydropanel is entirely reliant on sun and air and nothing else. So it's something that we can stick truly anywhere in the world that the sun comes up, and you're going to have fresh, clean drinking water reliably every day. The small number of Navajo people that we've been able to provide with hydropanels so far, the word that comes to mind is really joy. Like Louise Boone, who I don't know has ever had any sort of a tap or running water source in any home that she's lived in her life. She's 83. She's lived on Gray Mountain for most of her life. And it's absolutely something that makes me want to keep finding ways and solutions for us to get this technology in people's hands as soon as possible, because we know it can be life-changing.
Water is the beginning of life. And as Navajo people, we are guardians of the earth. We are caretakers of the earth. Trying to find sources of clean water is getting harder and harder. The winters are shorter, summers are longer, temperatures are hotter. So water is very scarce. I've never heard of a hydro panel. One was installed in our community, which I had the pleasure of going up and seeing it and actually tasting the water. I absolutely fell in love with it. This is pure water that comes from the earth. We can get folks clean drinking water into their homes. I already have families in mind that could benefit from this. I would love to see the hydro panels on every home in our community.
Native America is the Southwest. The peoples of this land that came before define the Southwest. And there are over 50,000 Navajo that have no water. It is our deepest duty as people who live in this part of the world to support our indigenous populations. The Navajo have successfully and historically lived a highly resilient life that's aligned with nature and is aligned with their traditions. By bringing Source to those homes, we enable people to continue to live in their traditional way and yet bring 21st century technology to them. And then they see it working over the course of days, weeks, months, and years. And it becomes a part of their life. We're big believers that the technology is a small fraction of the total solution. The total solution is when you add the community and the people in that community to the technological solution. That total is the answer to the problem.